guys, welcome to my 2017-2018 Premier League predictions video. In this video, I will be predicting who will be getting relegated, who will be winning the Champions League spots, and who will be in the Europa League spots, and every spot in between. First, starting off in 20th with one of the newly promoted teams, I have Huddersfield going down right back where they belong in the Championship. I have them finishing dead last. I'm not sure they're quite ready for the Premier League just yet. In 19th, I have Brighton. Again, they came off, I believe Brighton came up via the playoffs, so they didn't even finish within the top two. I think they will struggle. They will do slightly better than Huddersfield, but I do think they will struggle, and I think they will be sent right back down, packing it to the Championship. And in 18th, we have Burnley. This is not a newly promoted team. Burnley has been in the Premier League for a little bit, and I see them struggling this year. I see this being the year they go down. They've lasted for a few years, but I don't see them lasting past this year. I don't think their roster is Premier League capable. In 17th, I have, just narrowly avoiding the drop, I have Swansea City. Swansea, the Welsh side, have been in the Premier League for a little bit. For, I think, 6 years now. They have not gotten relegated, but their time is coming. It may not be this year, but I think maybe next year could be their time. They are so close to relegation. I like Swansea too. I don't hate them. They're a cool club, but they're right there, right close to getting the drop. In 16th, I have Watford. Watford did not have a great year. They finished in 17th, just narrowly avoiding the drop by 6 points last year. I have them doing slightly better this year, finishing in 16th, one spot better, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure they will go down. I don't think so, but I do think they will do better than Swansea. Their roster's okay. It's not great, but it's alright. In 15th, I have Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace finished in 14th last year with 41 points, tied with Swansea, who also had 41 points. I think Crystal Palace will do significantly better than Swansea this year. They are a better team. They will avoid the drop fairly safely. It'll be competitive for a good portion of the year, but near the end, I think Crystal Palace will run away with it. In 14th, I have the newly promoted side of Newcastle. Newcastle, who were in the Championship last year. They finally went down. I see them coming right back up and not missing a beat. I see them coming right up, finishing in 14th place, and I think they'll do all right. They will have a fairly good year, and they will move. And now we're moving right on to number 13. We have West Brom. West Brom, they finished 10th last year with 45 points, only 1 point off of 8th. So West Brom, I think they had a good year. I think they will struggle much more this year than they did last year, especially with other teams like West Ham and Leicester and Stoke. I see those other teams moving up the table. That means West Brom's going to have to move down. Much like West Brom here I have sitting at number 12 is Bournemouth. Bournemouth finished 9th last year with 46 points. I see Bournemouth falling just basically for the same reasons as West Brom. You know, I see other teams moving up into those spots, and Bournemouth, I think they have a decent roster, a good enough roster to stay up, but they have a better roster than West Brom. They will finish better than them by only a few points. Now, moving on to in 11th place, I have Stoke City FC. I think Stoke will do okay this year. They're always a tough team to play against. Like, Stoke's one of the toughest teams to play against. They finished 13th last year with 44 points. I think they will improve upon that and finish in 11th this year, just outside of Southampton, who finishes in the top 10. A lot of people are predicting them to struggle. I think Southampton will flourish. Now, the roster isn't great, but they finished 8th last year when everybody predicted them to fail. So I'm predicting them to do alright, finish in the top 10, and I think they will have a decent year. And in 9th, I have Leicester City. They finished 12th last year with 44 points. I think Leicester will improve upon last year. Now, let's be real, we all know Leicester aren't going to win the Premier League again. It's just not going to happen. It's too strong. So I think Leicester will be a top 10 side, but I don't think they will be anything special. Now, in 8th, I have West Ham. West Ham are definitely a good enough side to do well in the Premier League. They just struggled badly right out of the gate last year. They were almost in a relegation fight. They lost Dimitri Payet. Things just weren't looking up, and then everything got better. The team started to click, and they ended up finishing in 11th place with 45 points. 1 point out of 8th place, which is where I have them pegged to finish this year. Now, moving into 7th, this one, a lot of people will predict this one. Everton will finish in 7th place, just outside the top 6. They're not quite cracking the big 6 of the Premier League just yet. They lost Romelu Lukaku. That's a big reason why. If they had kept Lukaku and maybe even gained another talent, I think Everton could be surpassing Liverpool, who I have finishing in 6th place, because Liverpool have Champions League football to worry about this season. That is going to be difficult, along with maintaining the Premier League. They had a very good year last year, a surprise year, finishing in 4th place. But I do think they will struggle this year. Just those extra games and those hard games in the Champions League, I think, will make Liverpool struggle. Now, in 5th place, I have Tottenham. A lot of the same reasons as Liverpool. They have the Champions League football again. They're playing a lot of games. Their squad is nice. They have a nice starting 11. But I just don't see it out of them. I think that they need to win games, and I'm not sure they will be able to with all the fixtures they have. And now, moving on to the top 4. Alright, we have the top 4. This 4, 3, and 2 were really hard to predict. I'll explain. Alright, Man United finishing 4th. See, I don't see Manchester United finishing in the top 2. I just don't see it. They have a decent side. They have Lukaku, but every year people always predict United to do really well, and then they flop. Last year, I predicted United to win the league, and they finished in 6th. So, I'm predicting United to finish in 4th place. They'll make the Champions League. They will have Champions League football to deal with this year, which I think will also hurt their chances a little bit, because they won the Europa League. So I think it'll be tough for United, but I think they will be able to do it. In 3rd place, I have last season's champions, Chelsea. Chelsea, I feel like a big reason why they won the Premier League last year was they had no European football. So they got very few games, and it made it significantly easier for them to focus on the Premier League. Now, Chelsea have Champions League football. They have a lack of depth in their squad. I think they will struggle. I don't see them finishing 4th, but I do see them finishing in 3rd place. In 2nd, I have Arsenal, my team. Now, Arsenal I have in 2nd for a few reasons. 1, we don't have Champions League football. Yes, we have Europa League football Thursday nights, but I think it will be easier than the Champions League. The games are easier. I think we should be able to do well and go far in that tournament. And we can focus our attention on the Premier League. We added Alexander Lacazette. We added Sead Kolasinac. We have like a decent team. Do I think our roster 11v11 is better than Chelsea? No. Do I think our roster 11v11 is better than United? No. But it's all about the football. We have way more depth than Chelsea. We have easier matches than United. I think we will be able to focus more of our attention on the Premier League, and we will finish in second, but we will finish behind Manchester City. Man City have bought a lot of players. They spent, I've heard, over £150 million on just defense. They bought Kyle Walker, brought him in. They've exploded in the transfer market. They really want to win. If Man City don't win the Premier League, don't win the Champions League, it will be a major bust year for Manchester City. I think they will do very well. I think they will win the Premier League. Now, I will be making a video soon about my other European leagues, just who I predict will win and who I predict will win the Champions League, and maybe even the Europa League. Who knows? I would like to thank you guys so very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.